Hi, today we're going to talk about torque, and specifically we're going to take a look at a torque lab. I have here a meter stick. This is a standard meter stick. This stick is pretty uniform. Now if you look at it carefully, you'll find that there are some dents. There's some spots where some wood is chipped off, but in general this is a standard meter stick. To figure out if it's uniform, we know that it's about a meter long, and we test approximately where it balances. And you'll find that it balances on my finger very close to the 50 centimeter mark. To be more precise with this, we're going to use this device. This is going to hold it in place, and we're going to use these mass hangers and supports. You'll notice that there are two different types of devices. One allows for a mass to hang off the bottom, and this one here is going to be designed to allow for the stick to go in and balance on top of the pedestal. The mass hangers themselves are measured from two different locations as well. In this type of a design, what you will notice is that there is a little squiggly point right here. This squiggly point that is right here is what is used for measuring the location on the stick. In this type, you can see that the leading edge on this side and the leading edge on this side are at the same spot, and so you would measure from this edge. There's no squiggly up here. You just measure right from the edge for the measurements. So if I wanted to read this one to 50 centimeters, I would see the 50 centimeter mark. I would have this be sitting with the leading edge right at the 50 centimeter mark. Likewise, with the one that has the squiggly point on it, you would read this by looking at the squiggly point and reading that as the 50 centimeters. Now, the way this works is we slide this one on, and I'm this one without a hanger on it, and I'm going to place it on top of the pedestal, and I'm going to get this balanced off so it's nice and level. It's a little bit, it's coming this way, so the center of mass is on the right, so I'm actually moved in the wrong direction here. I'm right at 50. And I said it is pretty uniform. Still a little bit more. Right now I'm at 50.3. $50.5. And we're going back. And we're going back the other way. So it looks to be real close to 50.4 is where this is balancing off. Again, this could be because the end has bounced off the floor too many times. There may be some chips out of it. So it is pretty uniform, but it is not perfect. Here we can see it's pretty well balanced as this is going to sit level. My hand is not on that. So to study this idea of torque, what we're going to do is we're going to take these mass hangers, and I am going to place a mass 10 centimeters to the right of that center of mass. Remember, that's at 50.4 centimeters. So I'm going to bring this on here, and I'm going to place over here at the, I'll place this at the 60.4 centimeter mark. I'm going to place on here a 200 gram mass. That's 1.96 newtons of mass. You notice the stick stays down. Where would I have to place a 100 gram mass on the other side to balance this off? What do you think? Well, that's about 10 centimeters, and that's not doing it. So I go a little bit further, a little bit further. There we go. It's nice and balanced. And what I find is on that right side, the location, the left side, I'm sorry, the location where that is balanced is right around 31.8 centimeters. Now you might say, well, wait a minute, that doesn't seem like the right distance. But what we didn't take into account here was the mass of the hanger itself. And so what we're going to have to do is actually get the mass of each of these hangers. So I'm going to take out this balance here. And as we do our next trial, I'm going to also have you adjust your data to include the mass of the hangers. And they're pretty uniform in themselves. I've done this enough that I can tell you that you're going to find that these hangers are all about the same. And this hanger here is just about 20.5 grams. 20.45 is what the scale is reading. But let's assume that that is going to be 20.5. So on the right here, 10 centimeters to the right, I have 20.5 grams plus 200. So for a total of 220.5 grams. And on the left side here, I have 120.5 grams. And this is located at the, again, 31.8 centimeter mark. So validate that this is balanced. Check it out. There will be some air in here. There's some friction in here. And again, we know that the meter stick is pretty close to being uniform, but it is not perfect. If I take this 100-gram mass and I bring it in here so that it is now located, and remember, it's 120.5 grams. If I locate this at exactly 40.4, 10 centimeters to the left, so right now, again, we're 10 centimeters to the right, we're 10 centimeters to the left, it is not balanced. So where would I then place a 50-gram mass with a 20-gram mass hanger? So we are now at the value of 50 or 70.5. Where would I place this over here to balance this off? Try to calculate that. Okay, let's see if your calculations are correct. So I slide this along. And what I find out through the experimentation is that is at about 35.6 centimeters. How'd you do? For the last trial we're going to do here, we're going to take the center of mass and we are not going to put that over the support. I'm going to take this pivot point and I am going to move it over here to the 70 centimeter mark. And see that I've moved it over here to 70. To make it easy for us, I'll move it to actually to 70.4, so I'm 20 centimeters to the right of the center of mass. 20 centimeters to the right. Okay, and so now this is torquing down because there is a force equivalent to the weight of this entire stick pulling down at the center of mass at the 50.4. It's treating it like a torque. So I'm now going to take a 120-gram mass and I'm going to place it on the other side of this. And we'll verify that, 120.4, 120.5, and we are going to place that over here. And it is going to balance off. There it is, it's balanced off. And that's located right now at the 83 point, I would say that's 83.4 centimeter mark on the meter stick, 83.4. This is located at 70.4. This is 83.4. What is the mass of the meter stick? What's the weight of it? Divide that by 9.8. What's the mass? Calculate that out. And now let's verify your values. So I take everything off, and we are going to place onto the balance our meter stick, and it reads 75.3 grams, 75.2 grams when it's finalized there, 75.2 grams. How'd you do? If you have any questions, as always, please let us know. Have a wonderful day.